From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, Western forces will be on high alert following the deadly attack near Moscow. Terror group ISIS has claimed responsibility after a popular concert venue was stormed by gunmen, killing at least 133 people and injuring 140 others. Russian authorities have arrested 11 people, including the 4 suspected gunmen. Waikato University law professor Alexander Gillespie says it will be interesting to see if terror threat levels around the world escalate.
That was a possibility recently with the Israeli-Gaza war, and because sometimes you'll find that when you have one terror attack, there will be copycats who will try to replicate what's done.
David Seymour is being criticised for a lack of transparency around charter schools. The PPTA says it's been trying to get information from the government about the potential cost and their impact on students. President Chris Abercrombie says he's concerned it's a huge experiment on children with no evidence behind it.
This is potentially, going to cost the government hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially more than $1 billion in redundancies and asset passing.
The 2 New Zealanders arrested in Thailand could be detained for up to 86 days until their sentencing. Brothers Hamish and Oscar Day are accused of assaulting a police officer in Phuket and face multiple charges. Law Aid International Director and Barrister Craig Tuck says typical custody conditions are very confined.
You'll find that people will be sleeping in the toilet cuticles, or they will be rotating the sleeping arrangements depending on what's going on.
And fire crews are at the scene of a commercial building site in Levin where a fire broke out at around 3 this morning. The fire was extinguished just after 5. 4 fire trucks and 3 supporting crews remain on site. And that's news. I'm Donna Marie Lever. To sport, the Crusaders have sunk to the bottom of the Super Rugby ladder after a 26-6 loss to the Blues at Eden Park. The 7 straight champions now sit in 12th and last after the Western Force stunned the Reds 40-31 in Perth to move off the last spot. Crusaders coach Rob Penny pointing to a crucial sin binning of Willie Hines just before half-time that saw 17 unanswered points scored off the field.
We were competitive up until half-time, obviously losing our halfback, which creates massive disruption in your defensive line, so important to your defence nowadays. And in that 10-minute period, 14 points, and then our line-out's disintegrated on the back of it.
Formula One champ Max Verstappen has clinched pole position for this afternoon's Melbourne Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz is second and Sergio Perez in third. And in Rugby League's NRL, the Wests Tigers have stunned the Cronulla Sharks 32-6 at Leichhardt Oval, scoring 5 tries to 1 under new coach Benji Marshall. And that's sport.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.